Hi Illustrated Faith friends, this is Tai Bender. I wanted to give you guys another fun process video so you can see a little more of the Genesis kit. Today I'm going to be talking about John chapter 16 verses 22 through 24. It says, "So also you have sorrow now, but I will see you again and your hearts will rejoice, and no one will take your joy from you. In that day you will ask nothing from me. Truly, truly, I say to you, whatever you ask the Father in my name, it will be given to you. Until now you have asked nothing in my name. Ask and you will receive, that your joy may be full." I'm going to share a little story today before I get started. I've recently left a really good job in the name of obedience to God. I'd been unhappy there for a long time, and I just had a general feeling that I needed to take a major leap of faith. I really wanted to start an Etsy shop and do some crafts to maybe sell locally. And generally, I just want to leave a legacy of all that God has done for me. I wanted my life to truly honor God and His plan for me, and I wanted to truly glorify Him with the gifts that He's given me. Back in March, I attended the Illustrated Faith workshop that was in Indianapolis. I went alone, and the drive from Central Ohio, where I live, took about 3.5 hours each way. I had been praying about leaving my job, but no decision had been made yet. My husband, he's a lot more practical than I am. So obviously staying at my job, with a paycheck and benefits made more sense than anything else. So I decided I would be in prayer for my entire drive on the way to the workshop. No radio, no phone calls, just me and Interstate 70 West and God. And I prayed that my time at the workshop would be more than a fun opportunity to meet new people and color in my Bible. I wanted a mountaintop experience. I needed it. I wanted true revelation from God. And guess what? When I was there, I got it. I knew by the end of my 2-day stay that I was being called to take a big leap of faith and leave my job. Shauna was so encouraging to me. She took time to have personal one-on-one with me and encouraged me to be obedient, whatever that meant. She did not tell me to quit my job. In fact, I think maybe she thinks I'm a little crazy too. But she did encourage me to use my gifts and to trust and obey. And I stayed overnight that night and I prayed and thanked God for putting Illustrated Faith in my life. It has completely changed my life. It changed my life by getting me more in the Word, more in tune with God, and it has made me more obedient. And now I have the joy that John is talking about in these verses. So there's my little story for you, and I hope that helps encourage you a little bit. But I'm going to get started, show you some of the products I'm going to use, and we'll move on with the process video. Okay, so move these over here and get my Bible out. What I've done here with my Bible today is I have went ahead and last night actually I prepped it with this heavy body Liquitex acrylic paint. The color is medium magenta, and I kind of smeared it on. I used the old gift card, credit card technique that Shauna has a process video on the website here. You can see it for yourself. So if you head over to illustratedfaith.com, you can see that. I wanted to go ahead and get it on there last night so that it would be totally dry. And inside here, I do have my Illustrated Faith You Rule Bible mat. It's all dirty, and I showed you guys, I think in my last video, that you can clean this off with a baby wipe. I just never do. So I'm going to leave that back in here. That helps because back here farther in my Bible I have other stickers and things like that. So if I'm trying to write or add stickers or paint and I don't have something in between, that might leave a shadow on my page that I don't want. So I leave it in here pretty much all the time, whether I'm painting or not. I'm also going to use some of the Illustrated Faith washi tape that came in the Genesis kit. I know I'm going to use part of this big roll, the one that says faithful, which you can't see right here, but I will show it to you soon. And I may or may not use these smaller ones. I haven't quite decided yet, depending on where I go. And I pulled out some Illustrated Faith letter stickers and also this sheet called Love It. I think I am going to use this label, heart label that says joy on it. And I've picked out some colors to go with the pink on my page. As you can see, and I've talked about this before, all the colors on the Illustrated Faith products are awesome. They go together, they're super bright, and they go with my favorite color, which is pink. So these are the letter stickers I'm going to be using from Illustrated Faith. And I'm also going to be using today some of the letters from this sheet of stickers, which is by Bella Boulevard. And I think this is available at retailers. If you have a retailer near you that carries Bella Boulevard, you should be able to find this. And I think there might also be a list of retailers on the Bella Boulevard website where you can see who might carry this sheet of stickers. So I'm going to be using some of those. So my paint is all nice and dry here. This actually dries fairly quickly. I like to put it on, Shauna spreads hers really thin, and I like to kind of leave some thicker places on mine. I like kind of the dimension that it gives, and of course that does take a little longer to dry. I do not have a heat gun. Sometimes I try to dry it with a hair dryer. In this case, I just went ahead and did it last night, so we didn't have to worry about it today. Then I did sort of make myself a little sketch. Sometimes I do this and sometimes I don't, and sometimes I use this kind of idea for a layout and sometimes I change my mind halfway through, but this is kind of what I'm going to be going off of here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I like to work, especially when I'm using bigger stickers like the Bella Boulevard stickers here, I want to start at the top and work my way down. I don't want to run out of room. If I get to the middle of the page and I find, hey, I'm running out of room, I can change and use smaller stickers instead of these bigger ones. So I'm going to be layering on top of a piece of the washi tape. I picked a piece out of the roll from the Illustrated Faith and I cut it out. This piece says faithful, and I like it here because God is faithful to bring us joy and to keep his promises, and that's kind of what I'm getting out of the verse today. So I'm going to go ahead and stick it right down there. Washi tape is pretty forgiving. You know, obviously peels right back up here when I got a wrinkle in it. So, and then even if you do get wrinkles in it, you can kind of spread them out. Plus I'm going to be layering on top of this a little bit, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. Okay, so what I wanted my page to say is, he is faithful to turn our sorrow to pure joy. And that is where we are going with this page. So I'm going to start with the bigger letters here, and we're going to do he is. Let's see here. He. And I'm just going to kind of layer it right on top of the washi. And you can see these letters are getting a little big already, so I'm going to go ahead and actually use these teal lowercase. These are typed Oh My Heavens font, and it's kind of a teal color here from the Illustrated Faith from the Genesis kit. So he, and then I'm going to go with is. There's a little I. And I'm just going to, like I said, I'm running out of room, so I'm just going to layer right on top here. Don't be afraid to overlap and get yourself lots of layers and fun in there. And I don't stick them down super hard yet because I might want to move it or tweak it a little bit. So I'm just gonna, like that. Okay, so then what I also wanted to do on this sheet from Bella Boulevard is this cute fun tab sticker that matches the letters, and it's not the type of tab like these here where you can wrap it over the page. So if I put that on the top of the page, it's just going to have sticky on the back of it, so I don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and use it right on the page, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that here. I'm going to stick it on right here, overlapping the faithful. And then I'm going to use these pink alphabet stickers, and I'm going to put joy on the tab. So just to add a little bit more fun, that. And I'm going to use these pink. Can never have too much pink for me. Not possible. And the sticker set is the mini Bless Her Heart set. It's a set in the Genesis kit. Let's see here why. So now I've kind of used my tab to tie in with my letters up here, and we have the same pattern going on. Okay, so I am going to, then my next part here, he is faithful to turn our sorrow. And I'm going to use some of these cute little navy stamps here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and try the round ones. those a lot. And I'm being real careful. I'm going right up against the text here, but I am not, you know what, I'm going to move it up here actually. And I like layering over that washi tape too. And then since I have all this pink on the page, I think these white letters will pop out really nicely. To turn. And then I'm going to go back to the blue ones, our and then I think I'm going to go right back to these white ones again for sorrow. You can see that these stickers, you know, you don't always have to do hand lettering. I love doing hand lettering, but sometimes when I sit down, I just don't have an hour to put into, you know, a really gorgeous calligraphy page. And these letters make the page totally beautiful, and it goes so quick. And I think you guys are really going to love these stickers. They are just... Shauna has outdone herself. And you can see here what I have done is I have shorted myself an R. So I'm going to go on and do an O, and skip an R, and I'll figure out a way to fill that in just a second. W. Oh, you know what? Nope, there's another R right there. I just can't see. And I'm being careful here when I stick it down, kind of putting this piece in between the text. I do still try to make it so I can always read the words. Occasionally I go outside the lines, and I have other Bibles. Of course, I have a study Bible, and I have Bible apps on my phone. There's always ways to read the word. Okay, and then I am going to pull out that letter, that label. This is on the Love It sheet. It's a joy. It's a little heart label. Stick him right down here, and I'm going to put To Pure down here. And I think I was going to use the navy, but I think I'm going to go ahead and use this teal color so I can bring some of the teal down that's up here. And I'm going to do two in these lighter colored square stickers. And then I'm going to do Pure in these round font here. I love these typewriter letters. They are just so popular right now, and I just love the look of, yeah, I got that stuck, of lowercase letters always over uppercase letters. I don't know why, that's just kind of my personal preference. And you can see I'm starting to run out of room, so let me move these over just a bit. And you can see I didn't stick them down very hard because of this. And you could take extra time and measure things out, and you know, if you hang around me very long, you're going to find out I usually just wing it. I don't usually take the time to plan it out too much, aside from pulling my supplies together here for these videos, which does take a little more effort than when I just sit down. There we go. And you can still read the joy word there. Okay, so now I have all of my stickers on here. He is faithful to turn our sorrow to pure joy. And I'm going to go ahead and squish them down so they're nice and stuck to the page now that I'm done with that part. And then I think what might be fun with these white stickers here would be to use the journaling pen that came with the kit. And I am going to go ahead and I'm just going to put some in some little dots on there. I think making them polka dot might be fun. So this is another way you can kind of customize the items that come in the Genesis kit. And oh yeah, this is lots of fun. I like the little polka dots. Okay, so I'm going to pause this right now so that I can do these and you guys don't get totally bored to death. I'll be right back. Okay, so you can see that I went ahead and I finished putting the spots on the stickers. One thing I wanted to mention about these letter stickers, they are sort of like a cardstock feeling material. So when you put the pen on there, it doesn't slide around. I mean, it's pretty much dry instantly. It's not going to smear. It just sinks, you know, into the paper, and it isn't going to wipe off. It's permanent on there. I then went ahead and took this white jelly roll pen and I went around just these dark blue letter stickers here just to give them a tiny bit of a pop. You might actually have a hard time seeing that in the video, but I'm going to go ahead and do that same thing here with these teal letters since they're a little darker, and I'll let you see how I did that. I'm just drawing right around them. This pen is a little bit hard to see, and this one will smear a tiny bit. You have to let it dry really well before you go touching it. It will get yucky. And that's just, it doesn't add a whole lot, just a tiny bit. And like I said, in the video, you might not even be able to see it there, but just a little bit of definition. So there's that. Since I have some room left down here, I think I am going to go ahead and add in some of the different washi tape here that also came in the Genesis kit. I like this one. It says faith, joy, hope, pray, and then it repeats. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and take the 4 words that it says and just give it a rip. I have just enough room here below the text, and even if you didn't have enough room, this tape is pretty much transparent. You should be able to read the text underneath of it pretty easily. And also, in case you can't tell on the video, this paint is completely transparent. I don't know if you can tell, like I said on the video, but I can read all of the words. I have not actually covered up anything to the point where it's not legible anymore. So I think I'm going to go ahead and stick with that, and I think I'm going to add some of the little skinny tape too. And this one says grace carried me here, and by grace I will carry on, but I think I'm just going to use the grace carried me here part, and I'm going to layer it right down here over top of the other one. And then as I'm kind of looking over my page here, I'm kind of noticing that I wish there was something brighter, so I think I'm going to add in some of these heart stickers, and I think I'm going to go with yellow. I'm just going to go with that idea of using 3 of one thing to kind of carry your eye around the page. So I'll start with this small yellow heart sticker, and I'm going to stick them right here in the middle. And I'm also going to add the bigger one in. Let's see, down here in the corner. Oops. And then I didn't have another illustrated faith yellow heart, but I wanted to add one more, so I went digging around while the camera was paused, and I found that I do have a little yellow heart. This is an October afternoon stamp set that I have. So I'm going to use that heart sticker, and I'm going to put him up here because the verse is over here that I wanted to point to. So then what I'm also going to do is, and usually I do this at the beginning, but I didn't think about it, I'm going to go into here and I am going to make sure that my mat is all the way under my page, and I'm going to underline my verses. Let's see here, 22 starts right here. I've talked about this pen before. I really, really, really love this pen. It seems to have no issues at all writing over paint like my Micron pens do. When I use my Micron pen and I write over the paint like this, it sort of wants to dry up the pen. It doesn't like to work anymore after that. I have not had that problem at all with this pen, and I have been using it a lot. So hopefully you experience the same. It goes on so silky and it dries permanent. I've went over it with watercolors, no big deal. This pen, I just can't say enough great things about it. I seriously love it. So I got my verse underlined there. Stick my sticker down. And basically that's going to be about it for the page. After I turn off the video, I might go around some of these letters with the black pen. I haven't quite decided yet, but I'm not going to bore you by making you watch that. I just want you to be encouraged today in the same way that I was encouraged by Shauna. You might not feel a calling to take a huge leap of faith right now like I did. You could be in a season where you are being led to bloom where you're planted. But wherever you are, you can take the joy of Jesus. Take some time to reflect on what God wants right now in your life and be obedient and receive joy. He is so faithful to give us his joy. I hope you have a great day. Thanks.